also leaving maybe the framework of the film and bouncing back a few ideas, since Larry has extensively written on time manipulation in forms of in the science fiction sujet of time machines and the impossibility of reversing time is of course an issue where we could later go a little bit into aspects also of your publications, of your books, where beautiful mechanisms combine maybe two very distinct, very different ways of dealing with this type of time manipulation. I also want to say that Larry has accompanied this project for quite some time and invited me to show a work in progress already 2.5, if not 3 years ago at the European Graduate School in Saas-Fee. So he has seen this project already in 3 stages, because it premiered as a longer film 1.5 years ago, and I very often have that urge in my work to revisit, and also sometimes doing a follow-up project, a complete different edit, or in this case, a shorter version of a film that already accompanied me for quite some time. It's kind of a little bit a journey as maybe a PhD candidate goes through, with a lot of mountain of thoughts that need to be organized over time. In my case, it had to do, there were various aspects why this film had to be parked and paused for quite some time. So it's kind of scary to even look back that the idea of this film is more than 10 years old. There was an idea to collaborate with a producer. Money was, at that time, funding was there for a development of this project. Then there was a fallout with the producer that put the project first already on 1 year on a pause, which I always highlight so much as the big excuse why maybe a spiral of other interruptions started. But ultimately, maybe also in my life, in moving through various cities, taking different occupation, different jobs, there was always a reason to park this project. And a project that deals with time reversals, therefore, as compared to one's own lifetime, to see how you revisit 3 years later, 4 years later, certain ideas, and torturing, but also quite interesting prospect. Those things just simply we live so long, so short, are not possible to do more than probably once or twice in your life. And I would also, anybody who works with film that maybe is informed quite a lot by theory, or to find a way to make those things shorter.
First, I want to thank you for inviting me to be part of this premiere. Of all the people I know, I'm probably the least initiated into physics, however, nor is experimental film really my research subject. I want to say right away, and this is an open invitation to talk about this together, the film strikes me as your autobiography of experimental filmmaking. But now I want to talk about 2 points that gave me entry to the film, a start to wrap perhaps a reading around it, and that has to do with another temporal paradox involving mourning. You as author have accompanied these figures, and you have watched them grow older, reveal their anxieties about aging and death. But in the film itself, if we just look at the film and forget about your gaze upon the film is almost exclusively preoccupied with one's own death, aging and one's own death. So what I would want to think about, and perhaps reverse the film a little bit, and think about many of the genealogical moments that you summon in the film, having to do with peripheral manipulations of media and through these manipulations of time, to think about the history of modern spiritualism, which is really coterminous with all these developments.